It started with a simple request. One sentence from my husband that hit me like a thunderclap. I want you to homeschool the kids. And just like that, the quiet rhythm of my already overfilled days began to unravel. I remember standing there, laundry basket in hand, the baby clinging to my hip, dinner bubbling over on the stove, and I just blinked. Not because I didn't hear him, but because I did. It wasn't the first time he'd asked. It wasn't even the fifth. But that day, I felt my resolve start to crack. We have 4 kids, 2 teens, a 10-year-old girl, and our baby boy, just one. The teen son and the 10-year-old girl are his from a previous relationship. My teenage daughter is from mine, and our 1-year-old is ours together. A blended family, one that works most days until it doesn't. His 10-year-old daughter, she's a challenge. She came into my life carrying all the weight of a child caught between homes. The first few years with her were hard. There were walls, rules ignored, defiance that cut deeper than I ever let on. Even now, years later, she struggles to follow instructions. She can't focus. She bounces between topics mid-sentence, gets distracted, asks questions that aren't even related to what we're doing. I tried helping her with math homework once, just one night. We turned off every distraction, cleared the room. I sat with her, patient as I could be, but it was like trying to hold water in my hands. It slipped through. She slipped away. Then there's his teenage son. He doesn't listen to me at all. No matter how kind, how firm, how patient I try to be, he just doesn't hear me. Or he hears me and chooses not to care. Either way, the result is the same. There's no respect, no authority. I'm not his mother. I know that. But sometimes, I'm not even sure I count as an adult in his eyes. When they're at school, at their beautiful, structured, private school, it's the only break I get. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I cook. I clean. I shop. I chauffeur them to every after-school activity, every summer program. I help with homework. I run the entire household. And on top of that, I help my husband with his business. I manage the books, handle calls, do tasks no one sees. And for that, I get a monthly allowance. Our bills are paid. I have access to his card and bank account. And in most ways, he takes good care of us. But then he asks me, again, to homeschool his kids, to take 2 of the most emotionally complicated children in our home and become not just a parent figure, but their full-time teacher. And he doesn't see it, doesn't hear me when I say no, doesn't recognize the chaos he's asking me to invite in. He says he wants to shield them from bad influences. That school is changing them. But they've been in school their whole lives. That ship has sailed. They're already influenced. They already have friends, ideas, independence. You can't unring that bell. And let me be honest, I am not qualified to teach. I didn't go to school for education. I have no training, no credentials. And more importantly, I do not have the patience. But every time I say no, he circles back, like a dripping faucet, soft, persistent, wearing me down. At first, I gave long, reasoned explanations. I told him about the strain it would put on my relationship with his kids, how I feared it would create tension in our marriage, how it might actually hurt their education. I laid out the logic, the fear, the cost, and yet, he asked again, and again, until my patience finally snapped. That day, when he asked for the 30th time, I didn't have another calm answer in me. All I could say was the truth. I need that break each day when they're at school. I need that space. I need that breath. Because if I don't get it, if I take on this one more impossible thing, I'm going to lose my mind. And suddenly I was left sitting there, wondering, am I selfish? Am I the one who isn't giving enough? I love my family. I would do anything for them. Anything. But doesn't anything sometimes mean knowing your own limits? Doesn't love sometimes mean saying no, even when it breaks your heart? I started questioning everything. If he truly saw how much I do, if he respected me, or if to him I was just a convenient solution, a stay-at-home mom with nothing better to do. But I do have better things to do. Raising our baby, managing our home, protecting the fragile threads of a blended family, preserving my sanity, and making sure that when I show up for these kids, I can do it with love, not resentment. I think the hardest part was that he didn't stop asking, even after I gave him all my reasons, as if no wasn't enough, as if my exhaustion wasn't valid, as if the words I'd already spoken, clearly, lovingly, firmly, had never been said at all. And that made me feel invisible. It's not just about teaching. Homeschooling isn't just worksheets and lesson plans. It's discipline, structure, emotional labor. It's being the authority, the inspiration, the routine, the guide, every single day. With kids who barely listen now and who, let's be honest, would resent me for pulling them away from their friends, their teachers, their world. So I held the line. For the sake of their education, for my mental health, for our family's stability, I held the line. And yet, that guilt still creeps in. Maybe because I know he takes care of us financially. Maybe because I know I could do more. Maybe because I've been conditioned to believe that no is something to be apologized for. But I'm done apologizing. I love these kids. I want the best for them. And that's exactly why I'm saying no, because I can't be the best for them in this role, and because our family will suffer if I pretend I can. So, am I the asshole? Was I wrong to tell my husband I don't want to homeschool his kids? Was I selfish for needing a break? Was I cruel for choosing my mental health over his vision of ideal parenting? Or was I brave enough to set a boundary no one else could see? There's a quiet kind of courage in saying no, especially when your whole life has been built on saying yes. This story isn't about laziness. It's about limits. It's about the invisible labor so many women carry, behind closed doors, beneath the surface, between the lines of every family dynamic. Our storyteller isn't just rejecting a task. She's defending her sanity, her worth, and her wisdom. She knows what she can handle. She knows what would break her. And still, she stands there, willing to be seen as the bad guy, just to protect the people she loves. That's not weakness. That's strength. And to the partners out there who keep asking, even when they've heard no, this is your reminder. Support doesn't mean piling more weight on the person carrying the most. So now, we turn the question to you. If you were in her shoes, would you have said yes? Or do you believe that no can be the most loving thing a person can say? Let us know in the comments. And if this story spoke to you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to AITA Stories, where every story has a truth worth hearing.